freewheel spinning, 37.9. Like this. Boom. This kind of stuff. This kind of gentle stuff, this bike is 100% good for. You know what else? Brakes are still outstanding. 28 on the Dragy, 30 on the display. We know that there's no water in the ditch. Am I going to pedal it? Oh, I just hit the ground because I'm going at an angle. But there you go. Oh, now suspension was good on the swale there. That's, oh, shit. You heard it bottom out that time. Holy shit, got a big truck behind me. We're going to pull over because that sucker's going to frickin' hit me. That's frickin' county truck, too. Frickin' jack. What the frick? County frickin' worker. Why you in a hurry, sewage truck man? Frickin' almost creamed me right in the frickin' rear. That's why I like fast bikes. You ride fast bikes? My TOB, when people have been doing that on my TOB, I frickin' leave them in the dust. You ain't leaving nobody in the dust with this. You're smart. Even if it's your legal right to stay in the lane, you saw what I did. I got off to the side because that truck was going to frickin' kill me. And if I die, I don't want it to be from a county work sewage truck. Hello, my friends. I hope you're having an outstanding, fabulous day. I woke up and I have a new bike from Jason. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for being my subscribers. And if you're not, boom, smash that subscribe. Boom, smash that like, share my video, tell your friends. And thank you, Jason Bike. This is my third bike from Jason. Retro Volt Pro sitting right behind this camera. I got purple pedals for it. The Thunder, their very first big tire mountain bike, outstanding. I sold that to a friend who's texted me over the past few months and said, thank you for the bike. We love the Thunder. I'm expecting great things out of this. What is this? This is the upgraded. This is the new and improved Hunter ST 20x4 folding full suspension mountain bike. Yes, so Jason has sent me 3 bikes. Now, I pronounce a company Jason. Why? Whenever I take a bike from a company, I'm not sure of the pronunciation of the name, I always ask the company rep. I say, how do you pronounce your name? And they said, you can pronounce it 2 ways, Jason and another way. And I picked Jason because 1, it's easier for the average person to pronounce, and 2, it's the most common reference versus the second way they said to pronounce it. So I call the bike Jason. So one of my friends, he has a YouTube channel, Nomadic E-Bike Adventures. Check it out. He's a nomad. He travels, he house sits, he watches dogs, he watches houses all over the country. That's how he lives. What a great life. I'm so jealous of him. He was giving me a hard time saying, you're going to pronounce it right one day, Bruce. And then I said, they told me I could pronounce it this way. So this is Jason in aqua green. You can get it in blue and white. Remember, free shipping. If you like this bike after my review, click on the link in the description. Use my code, save some money. Sales, 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 Black Friday sales, Christmas sales, Hanukkah sales, Kwanzaa sales, holiday sales, 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 sales. Check on the link in the description because there's always going to be sales from here on out for the rest of the year, and use my code on top of the sale and you'll get more of a discount. 1-year warranty. I have nothing bad to say about the Jason bikes except one thing. I think I said it on every single bike and I'm going to say it on this bike as well. It came in this box right here. Fairly easy for me to put together. I put together a crap load of bikes though. The packaging was outstanding. The bike was impeccable. No damage whatsoever. You get 2 keys, you get a toolkit, you get a charger, and this is what you get. It says thank you. Thank you for buying a Jason bike. We hope you love it. We love you. Blah, blah, blah. And then a QR code for the manual. There's no paper manual. I'm old. I'm 60 years old. I grew up on paper manuals. I want paper manuals. Yes, I know how to use a QR code scanner, and I scanned this QR code. And I looked at the manual and the installation video, and they suck. They suck, they suck, they suck. So that's what I'm going to ding Jason on, is the manual sucks. I'm going to put in some pictures on how to put the front tire on. I figured it out. It was very easy. You had to install the handle stem, you had to put the rack on, you had to put the fender on, you had to put the headlight on. Very simple. You had to put the front wheel on, and their spacers. I'm gonna put in pictures in the video on how the spacers go. Here's a pro tip. I just figured this out. These bikes come locked into a plastic fork holder, so to speak, to keep the fork stable and from bending during transit. This fork holder had the spacers exactly how they need to go for the axle, and that's what I copied. I looked at the spacer that came with the bike, and that's how I installed the real spacers. I'm putting pictures in there. That's how you do it. That's the only ding that I have for Jason for the bike coming, is that no good instructions, no good video. It's a brand new model, so they're not up to date, but I don't care. No excuse. You should be up to date. Hunter ST, upgraded, improved model. Folding, full suspension, mountain bike for under $1,000. And like I said, with the sales going on, who knows how far under. Let's talk about it. 20x4 puncture resistant Chow Yang tires. Nice aggressive tread. Plastic fenders, running light, brake light. That's all you have. Brake light, running light. Extra bright when you use the brakes. The light button. Nice and bright for a little light. At night, running light. And brake light. Bright LED. And it's still lightening up my neighbor's cars a little bit. A heavy duty rack can hold 25 kilograms, which is, I don't know, what, 55, 60 pounds. 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. They work pretty good. You're going to see the emergency brake test that I put in the video. 20-mile-an-hour brake test. I have 2 cones set up 19 feet apart or thereabouts in front of my driveway. We will go into it around 20 miles an hour or thereabouts. 20. Coasting in. Give it a little bit of boost from 19, 20. Ooh, 180 millimeter, no name hydraulic brakes. Work pretty good. They stopped a little bit better than the last bike I tested with Zoom brakes. 19 feet, we're about 2/3 of the way through. And then that suspension, that rear pivoting suspension, very comfortable for me, 295 pounds. It works. Now, live on a gravel road and you have to go to the mailbox and you don't want to drive your car? Can this bike do it comfortably? Yes. This is a very rocky, bumpy road with big potholes that we're not going to go in because they're full of water, and I don't want to get the bike all slimed yet. But riding it on bumpiness like this, even though it's budget rear suspension, budget front suspension, on stuff like this, it's perfect. And I hope you can see the front fork and the rear shock bouncing up and down. This actually feels pretty good. Here we go. Boom. Let's do this big hill. This big hill for me. Right here. Oh, bottomed out the front. Oh, I'll be curious how that turns out on the video. See how the suspension does on the bigger stuff. Feels pretty good. Brakes are really good too. Like this. Boom. This kind of stuff. Long extension on the stem post to fit a variety size riders. Comfortable seat, surprisingly so far. My initial riding on it, nice, I liked it. Quality control sticker. The fit and finish actually is very, very nice. This is aquamarine. It looked different on the website. It's starting to grow on me. Cadence sensor. Jack stand, I call it, for when you fold the bike. All folded up like a little package. And this is how you unfold. And to fold, it would be vice versa. Your handlebars, stems folded down. Grab your bars. Spin the bike around. locking mechanism. Push, simple. You can reach down, put the kickstand down, so you can lean the bike. Then simply raise the bar, lock into place. To fold, there's a lever here. You lift that lever up and then you pull downward. So you lift up, easy to pull down, and then that folds. And there's a lever here. Push it forward, and that's how easy it is to open it up. Battery charging port for when you charge the battery on the bike. JASION gives you 2 keys, and that's to lock the battery. And you do that from underneath this frame part. The battery is 48 volt, 13 amp hours. The battery can be charged on the bike or off the bike. I'll tell you right now, it is a pain in the butt to put the battery in because you have to lift up the bike a little bit to slide it in with that angle. And I'm going to show you that right now. Put the battery in, start the battery, lift up on the frame, and the battery will slide right into place. And then you need the key to lock behind here. Insert your key, turn your key to lock, and then your battery is locked into place. Your key position and your key must be turned on to power the bike. So don't run with 2 keys when you ride the bike in case you lose one. Front suspension fork, non-adjustable, it's got some movement, plastic fenders, and those 180 millimeter hydraulic disc brakes. Nice. Bright LED light, functional. Gets a passing grade, not as bright as some of the other recent lights I've had, but I'm gonna show you that it works at night. You can put a front basket on, at least they have the mounting points for that. Cable management was very nice, and the cable sleeve, also a nice touch. 7-speed Shimano 20. They are what they are. They're okay. I wish they were Altus. I don't think Altus costs that much more. Mag wheels, very nice. 750 watt motor. Company says peaks at 1400. My dyno butt, we'll be testing that on some of the hills in Cecil County, including the 10% grade hill. Derailleur guard, I can take them or leave them. Dual-sided chain guard on the front to keep your chain from popping off when you go off-roading. Cockpit. It's got like an upright bar on it that is very comfortable for me. I like it. Ergonomic locking grips, control pad, hydraulic disc brakes, the display, one of the best that's coming out of the factories. This is in the top 5. Push button Shimano, whatever. Twist throttle, ergonomic grip, hydraulic disc brakes. The display, outstanding. You can adjust the pitch of these handlebars to go forward or backwards. I have them more of an upright because I kind of like that feeling. And you can adjust the pitch of the seat. So for whatever ride you want, however your body type is, you have some features on this bike that will allow you to tailor it to fit your specific body type. Must have the key turned on to power the bike. Your control pad, M for power, horn, minus for going down to your PAS, and the walk mode. They got a foot here, which is nice. Right button is your light and also your cruise control if you want to put that on, and then your plus, which is how you go up in your PAS settings. And press and hold the M. It is one of the best looking displays in the market. It comes right out of the box, set up. You don't need to do anything if you don't want to get into the settings. There's your miles per hour, your battery bars and your percentage, your PAS level, and it tells you your trip, your odometer, your max speed, and your average speed, and you simply press the M button to scroll through. Odometer, max speed, average speed, your voltage, very nice, and then back to your trip. And again, plus, there's 5 PAS levels. The display is just gorgeous. You can see it in the bright light. It is an A+ screen. Now, one thing I forgot to tell you, 13 amp hour battery. Company says 70 miles range. Ain't no way with this fat man on it. I'm gonna get maybe 15 miles out of it. Why? It's chilly in Maryland now. We're heading into winter. And 295 pounds and hilly area. And I always ride these bikes like I stole them. I try to torture test them so that I'm recommending a good product to you, because most people will never ride these bikes the way I ride. I'll peg that throttle for minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes, which is bad. So I'm gonna ride this bike not like a 100-pound flyweight in PAS1 pedaling 2 miles an hour. I'm gonna ride it. It goes 30 plus miles an hour. I'm gonna be screaming on this thing, and we'll probably get 15 miles in this initial review. 6 foot, 32-inch inseam, 295 pounds. The company says this bike will fit riders from 5'3" to 6'4". I have about 2.5 more inches. The seat can come up, and it can go down like 8 inches. So I think their estimate is probably accurate. This is the top of my pedal stroke, and this is the bottom of my pedal stroke. And I can flat foot it just like this. And front suspension, it's got some movement, good movement, non-adjustable. And the rear, non-adjustable, but I've already ridden a bike and it has enough bounce and comfort for curb jumping and minor, gentle off-roading of routes. Hardcore mountain biking? No, unless you're a young person who's adventurous. But an old person with a fat, temperamental butt, running around the street, running around gentle mountain bike trails, fields, bumpy hills, potholes, it's gonna be outstanding. We are out on the X Hunter ST, Jason's new and improved, much better folding full suspension mountain bike. Here's my pedal stroke, 295 pounds, 6 foot, 32-inch inseam. I raised the seat up to right below the maximum level. So if you have a longer inseam than 32 inches, you can get about another inch of height in the seat. So it depends on your inseam as to whether this will fit a extra tall individual. The PAS level for 1 is 10, for 2 is 15, for 3 it's 20, for 4 it's 25, and for 5 it's unlimited, and it is tied to the throttle. The throttle is tied to the PAS. So if you want max speed with the throttle, you have to be in PAS level 5. And the cadence sensor, immediate response. Throttle, immediate response. And here's the fork on the front. And here's the rear. No adjustment, but I've done some curb jumping. Let's bump it up into PAS 5, because now we're going to ride it like we stole it. Curb jumping. Boom. We're almost ready to start the fun stuff, at least the fun stuff for me. On the X Hunter ST, new and improved model from JASION Bikes. Now, I already have several miles on this bike doing 360 work, so I'll tell you this. When you turn the bike off, your trip meter resets. So, pay attention to your mileage, get to know your bike. And what do we have? Dragy. We got our Dragy app on. So we are going to verify the display with the Dragy. So it looks like maybe the display's off 1 mile an hour. So the display looks like it's 1 mile an hour fast. Why are we only going 10 miles an hour? Because that's how fast you can go in PAS1 when you're using a throttle or pedaling. PAS2 is 15, PAS3 is 20, PAS4 is 25, and then PAS5 is opened up to freedom. Now, 1 mile an hour off, good enough for government work. That's our Dragy. Just got to make sure that we don't hit a manhole cover. But look, stability, manhole cover. Oh, still stable. Mama, no hands. So that's a good thing, especially on a step throw. Now that we've done our obligatory PAS level and our GPS, let's do our gravel hill test, and then let's go do our top speed run before we kill the battery. Watch this. Right up it. Went up at like 1200. They say it's 1400. We'll see on the 10% hill. I'm going to kill this battery. I'm going to kill this battery in like 15 miles. I'm pretty confident. If it goes more than 15, it'll be an A++. If it hits 15, I'll give it an A. And that's because I'm going to beat the poop out of this bike. This stuff, the budget, front and rear shock, it's 100% acceptable. And you see how nimble it is? All right, now let's give it throttle so we don't have to pedal. Ooh, I did not have to pedal, but I can tell you right now, that was like a 1200 watt bike. And I didn't have any tacos last night, so I'm gonna stick with 295 plus or minus 5 pounds of gear. Jiaoyang tires on this stone dust. Yes. Grippy. And this bike is rippy. I like the riding position, actually. I like being upright. This is an upright riding position. It lets me have more control over the steering. Look at that. Can you see we're ripping around? Yeah, the Speedo is 1 mile an hour fast. That's still pretty good for government work. Look at this. We're ripping around 8-9 miles an hour. Actually, I can upshift. Yes, you see this Shimano 20 gears? They work like every other Shimano 20 gears. They're just okay. I like the King Bull puts Altus on most of their bikes. Now let's see if we bottom out. Nope.
Half mile.
Let's see if we bottom out. I don't want to ride on anybody's grass. Let's see if we bottom out like this. Nope. So curb jumping, it's 100% does not bottom out with the 295 pound man on 5 pounds of gear. I had the camera zoomed in for all of that. Oh my gosh. I'm not redoing it. You're just going to see zoomed in frickin' on the trail work. That irks me to poopy no end. All right, we're going to do top speed throttle. We might then come back and do it again pedaling and see. Now, for my friends who use the Dragy, you can keep it in your pocket and it's accurate. But once you start pedaling, if you have baggy pockets, you don't want to lose it because it's freaking. I bought the Pro model, the expensive one. It's like $159. All right, you ready? See how it takes right off? I like that. I can hold it with one hand because it's pretty stable for the most part. Although it's so freaking windy, and we're gonna run right into the freaking headwind. Oh, see the leaves and all blowing in the freaking street? Freaking annoying freaking weather. Oh, it's probably screwing up the freaking sound too. All right, display says 28, Dragy says 25. Display says 28.8, Dragy says 26. 26, 28.8. Oh, Dragy said 27. Dragy says 27. Bike says 30. 28 on the Dragy. 30 on the 30 on the display. All right, so the Dragy had us at 28. The Dragy does not record speed. That really irks me too. All right, we are almost at our starting area again, but listen to this. See, if you lock them up, it'll stop quicker. I hate locking them up, though, because tires are expensive, and I didn't buy enough stock in a rubber factory. All right, let's do pedaling, and let's see if we have feeling in the pedals. Gear 7, Shimano Tourney, whatever. I don't even know what the gears are, whatever, but I'm just going to give you a real-life experience of, yes, you got feeling in the pedal at whatever speed and so forth. Let's start pedaling now. We already did the throttle. I still got feeling in the pedal. Dragy says, now the Dragy and the display are matching up perfectly. What the frick? No. All right. That time the Dragy and the display were spot on. That's bullshit. All right. You interpret the data however you want. That time the Dragy and the display both are reading 28. So maybe the bike hit 30 miles an hour before on throttle. I can tell you that at 28 miles an hour, I had feeling, but I can tell you that any faster than that, I'd be losing the feeling because the feeling was just about gone. All right, now I skipped a trail. We're gonna have to do a U-turn and go back and do another trail. Let's see how it does dropping off this. This is about 8 inches. It wasn't bad. Let's see how it does right up the hill, though. Oh, that's not bad either. All right. We didn't have much of a run to start, and it did okay. Actually, it did better than okay. It did good. And it went off that 8-inch drop and didn't bottom out either way. Now, I have not been down here since... stick in my face. I've not been down here since ticks have started to ease up. Oh, I don't want to ride through the water. I need pictures. There we go. Always have your gears right. Then you can help the bike by pedaling. Oh, that's not too bad. Didn't bottom out at all in those spots. Up the hill. Yes, it made it. So for your average person who wants to do that kind of stuff, 100% good. I'm 295 pounds, and those things didn't make it bottom out. If you're 180, 190, 200, you're going to be doing even the bigger things that I bottomed out on and not bottoming out. So remember, who's on this bike right now? A big, heavy man. For the average person, you're buying this bike because you want to ride on the road like this, which is fine. Tires are quiet, which I like really growly tires. Motor's quiet, which I don't mind grumpy motor. So this is 100% fine for, look, it's 100% fine for being a sidewalk rider. Boom, no bottoming out. It's 100% fine for being a street curb jumper and for off-roading that's not crazy severe. Now, if you wanted to do, look at that. Boom. If you wanted to do that kind of stuff, even Bruce with his temperamental old man butt could do it all day long. Because the suspension, front and rear, is good for this kind of stuff. Like we're going over 2 and 3 inch sticks. You all are never going to see them because of the camera, but I tell you, it's got some get up and go. Yes. So this kind of stuff bike is outstanding. Outstanding, outstanding. Outstanding on this road so far, and bottom out right there on the front. Outstanding on the road so far, and oh, let me downshift. This is where I got into trouble the other day. Whoa! See that? Even going wonkadoo on hidden stuff in the leaves, it still maintained its control. Ooh! Oh, pedal strike. That's what you gotta watch. Come on, baby. Ah, right over the log. Yes. If there's logs and stumps that are 6 or more inches, your pedals could hit them. Oh, I did this the other day and it was full of stuff. We're not going to do it today. My other bike got all muddy the other day. I'm so stupid, I forgot. It was all full of yuck. Yeah, I'm stupid. After I turned the camera off, I was like, oh, what the hell. If I have to rinse the bike, I'll have to turn the water on in my house. I got the water turned off at my house. Or Jason will just get dirty pictures. But, yeah, I came through this. Now, let's see if we can make it out without crashing on the way out. Oh, yeah. Not too shabby. Through the mud, through the junk, up the hill we go. Give it a little bit of help there. See that? It's a fresh deer scrape. I'm not an outlaw, so you will not catch me back here hunting. I don't hunt anyway. Let's go back the same way we came. It's easier. Over the stump. Ow. This bike is maneuverable and it's lightweight. I like lightweight maneuverable bikes. Now my TOB is freaking heavy beast. It's got so much freaking power. It eats up everything because it has so much torque. You only need to give it a little bit of throttle. Ouch. Whoa. Right through the logs. Yeah, this is a perfect neighborhood trail rider, gentle off-roader. All right, we're gonna go down the hill and hopefully see some downhill speed, and then we're going to come right back up. This is the short, steep hill from northeast of Charlestown. Because I've been riding these bikes differently, these full suspension bikes, smaller batteries, colder weather, super wind. I've been saving the hill test for the 10%er, but today we're going to do just this one hill. And the reason why I'm not doing more hills, because I don't want to kill the battery that quick. Because I want to get more mileage in so I can give you an accurate impression of what you'll be buying if you're interested. All right, I got the throttle cranked. 33. Let me let go of the throttle. 34. Let me give it throttle. I actually think the throttle slows it down at that point. So we hit 34 coming down. Let's assume that it's off a couple miles an hour, 32. I'm still really surprised because our free wheel was, what, 38? All right, this is such a dangerous road. Somebody started to come across the double yellow line this morning when I was coming back from the gym. They were zigzagging. They were looking at their phone or doing something stupid. All right. This is the short, steep hill. Oh my gosh, and it's so frickin' windy. Thank you. Thank you. All right, 22. I full throttle it. I never let up. I'll try to give you some screenage. 16, 15. We're down to 50-some% battery, and we've gone 9 miles. I told you I'm going to get about 15 miles out of this because of the temperature and how I ride it. It's only a 13 amp hour battery. It's actually going up right now. Boy, I like to say so many words. It's going up right now like my 1500 watt trike. But this is not a 1500 watt bike. This is peaking, I think, around 11, 12, maybe 1300. All right, full throttle, still making it up. Holy shit, got a big truck behind me. We're gonna pull over because that sucker's gonna frickin' hit me. That's frickin' county truck. 10-mile review. We have 45% battery left. The bike is still nimble. It's very nimble, actually. It's nimble because of its design and the riding position with the tall handlebars. Brakes still work good. Shimano gears, they are what they are. They shift how they shift. They're whatever. The budget front suspension fork and the budget rear suspension, it's okay. It's good for what it is. It's good for what you're paying for it. Is it as good as the stuff on my TOB? No. My TOB costs about 8 times this bike, though. 9 times this bike, 10 times this bike. But is it good enough for this kind of riding? Yes. Is it good enough for the riding that you've already seen? Maybe if I weaved it into the video properly. Yes, yes, yes. The only thing that I'm going to ding the company on so far is the manual. They need to have a paper manual for old people like me, and they need to update the instructions, however they do it, for this particular model, the X Hunter ST. And after 10 miles, almost 11 miles, the seat is starting to hurt my butt. But we've talked about that before. Seats are the most, bottomed out that time. Oh, that was a deep hole. Seats are the most personal thing with bikes besides pedals, colored pedals. Is it going to be a sand monster with half its battery gone? Should be. PS level 5, 20x4 Chow Yang tires. Whoa, as long as I don't drive like a crazy man. Oh yeah, 100%. Boom, baby. Should we go back the other way and try not to drive like a crazy man? Yep. Sand monster. Do 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 do. A little fishtail here and there. There you go. Half battery gone. Still has power. How windy is it? Look at that flag. That flag is humongous. That flag is humongous. And look at it whipping. That's how strong the wind is. Flag's heavy as hell. Big as hell and heavy as hell. I tell you what, if I ever make a good video, I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket. I just looked at my freaking camera screen. I was filming in D-Warp, which, I mean, it's going to be okay. I'm not redoing this freaking video. But I should have had it in action, which is the widest point of view for you all. And, you know, I had it in D-Warp when I was doing my garage work early this morning at 4 a.m., 4:35 a.m., and I never switched it back when I started the riding portion. And so I apologize to you all. I have almost got 700 videos and they all frickin' suck. I've yet to have perfection in any of them, whether it's when I first started the video for this bike, I was saying Hunter ST, and I'm like, Bruce, you're so frickin' stupid. It's the X Hunter ST. The part that I got right, new and improved and better, yes, but I'll never make. There is no perfection in this mortal world, but I'll never even get close to a good video. So I apologize to all of you for the crappy point of view. I hope, if nothing else, if anybody's watched at least 30 seconds of this, you realize that this is a great bike for the cost. If you want a lightweight, folding, front fork bottomed out there, lightweight, folding, full suspension mountain bike. 12 miles, 49% battery. This battery is going to go further than I thought because of the way I was riding it and the stupid freaking winds that we've been having the past few weeks and the chilliness in the temperature. And it's only 13 amp hour. I was expecting 15 miles. It's going to blow past 15 miles. I think it might be knocking on 20, in which case JASION is getting an A++, A+++ for this battery. They don't say whether it's, I think they say LG cells. I think it might be LG cells. I'll have to check that out. All right, we're going to have to pedal a little bit because it is losing a little bit of power. All right, let's get it some speed. Nope. Oh, I took too much power away from it. Let's pedal up the hill. Let me show you that it's a pedal bike. And you all know I need 2 new knees. Or at least if you watched any of my videos. All right, I got it in gear 5. Let's put it in gear 4. All right, we know that there's no water in the ditch. Oh, am I gonna pedal it? Oh, I just hit the ground because I'm going at an angle. But there you go. Oh, now suspension was good on the swale there. Let's see how it is on this field, because this field is obnoxiously bumpy. I don't even know how the kids play on it because there's big enough holes that you'll break a ankle or a leg. Yeah, it's not smooth. There's potholes in this field. You can see the camera bouncing up and down. Yeah, it's not a good field for sports. But is the bike good for this? Yes. Could Bruce ride miles and miles and miles on this field or anything like this field? Yes, with a different seat. I'd put a blue wind seat on here. I wish the company would put DDK seats on. DDK seats are pretty freaking good right out of the box. See, I've been doing all throttle this whole time. That's how I've been riding this bike. Murdering it, murdering it, murdering it. All right, Death March. We have 16 miles on the bike, 9% battery left, and the battery bar disappeared for a second because I've just been freaking hammering it. I've been hammering this poor baby for the past 3 miles. 17 miles! This battery is an A+++ battery. I think it might be LG cells, but I don't really care whether it's LG cells or Cracker Jack cells. This bike did, oh, the battery bars are gone. Let me give it a break. This battery did outstanding. Frickin' chilly, super windy, 295 pounds plus 5 pounds of gear, and it's taking me home 7%, no battery bar showing, 17 miles. Outstanding, outstanding, outstanding. This battery just really blows my mind because I just did not think. I thought it was going to struggle to 15 miles. 13 amp hour battery. And I'm still hammering at full throttle. 6%. It's still going. There ain't a battery bar on that screen. Ain't a battery bar on that screen. Just in 5 minutes, I had to change a camera battery. Came up to 19%. But for all practical purposes, 17 miles. Which, you see everything whipping? It's been so windy, it's chilly, and the fact that this bike did this kind of mileage, now it's probably going to blow over, is really, really impressive. So, JASION, I apologize. In the beginning, I said Hunter ST. It's the X Hunter ST. New and improved. I never had the former model, so I don't know how much improvement, but I can tell you that for under $1,000, check out the link in the description. You'll get the most up-to-date pricing, Black Friday pricing, yes, 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 holiday sale pricing. Use my code, save a little bit more. You'll get a great bike. Will I let my children buy this bike? Yes, I'd let my children buy this bike. Foldable, full suspension, mountain bike. Hopefully I got the 360 video so that you can see that ain't too shabby on the mountain bike trails. Now, we're going to do 10% hill test to see what it really peaks at. It definitely is 1,000, 1,100 watt. I know that. The tires, great. The brakes, outstanding. The battery, A++++. The riding position, nice, nice, nice. The display, always top 5 display. Killer display. Control pad, grips, my ding. My ding is the seat. The seat started to hurt around the 10-mile mark. And they need to do a better job with the manual. And it would be nice if they had a paper manual for old people like me. Otherwise, it's a great bike. I ain't got nothing horrible to say about it. 28 to 30 mile an hour bike. A lighter rider will get 30 miles an hour, no problem. You saw it on the Dragy. I had pedal feeling to around 28. You're pretty much going to lose it after that. It's a good looking bike. The color's already grown on me in 17 miles. The mag wheels are very cool. The lights are okay. No blinkers, but I don't really care about that. You saw that freaking county truck made me go off the side of the road. So, look, if I have a bright yellow shirt on. You think blinkers are going to matter? Somebody can't see this shirt? No, so that's why blinkers for me on a bicycle are kind of like whatever. Don't get dinged if you don't have blinkers. All right, I hope you enjoyed that video. Meat and potatoes, that's what you get from me. Nothing fancy. I apologize for having the point of view all screwed up. I apologize for missing the X in the beginning. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you, Jason, for sending me the third bike. The other two, outstanding. This one's outstanding. Thank you for being my friends. Thank you for being my subscribers. And if you're not, boom, smash that subscribe, smash like, share my video, tell your friends. And if you want this bike, click on the link in the description. Remember, Black Friday sales, deals, deals, deals. Use my coupon, save a little bit extra. And until next time, 10% hill forest ride. This one we're going to take on a little bit harder, Mason-Dixon, to see how it does. And remember, $295, 5 pounds of gear. You're lighter than me. You will not be bottoming out that front like I did. All right, I love you all. See ya!